I'm your host, Tyler Rasmussen, and we've partnered up with our friends at PoolPro Magazine to bring you a monthly news and notes segment on all things pool related. Knowledge is power, and by tuning in each month, you will stay informed on what the public and the industry are talking about. Joining us for these segments is PoolPro Magazine's editor-in-chief, Megan Kendrick. With over 10 years' experience writing some of the best articles in the industry, we believe she is the perfect person to notify you on what's going on in the pool world that we know and love so much. Without further ado, let's jump into this month's News and Notes episode.
Welcome to your go-to podcast for the pool and spa industry. My name is Tyler Rasmussen.
And my name is Greg Villafania. And this is the Pool Chasers Podcast.
Hello, Megan.
Hello, Tyler.
How are you this good evening?
I'm good. I am good. It's been a busy couple weeks, but you know, it's exciting. It's the time of year like where things on our end, you know, the pool industry starts to slow down and like our business kind of starts to pick up, right? So, so yeah, that's exciting and fun, and I'm ready to get into trade show season and all that.
Yeah, for sure. You said you had contractors at your house. What kind of work were you doing?
Oh, yeah. So we had them take out a closet so that we could put in a different closet.
So you could put a podcast studio in?
No, I'm just going to sweat it out in this podcast studio, I guess. Yeah, no, we're trying to put the girls in the same room with bunk beds, and it just needed like better storage. And, you know, it's all that boring kind of stuff. But
Sure.
I obsess over those things. And so this was like really fun for me to do.
That's awesome. You got to make it fun.
I like it. I love building stuff and making things, and like I sit at a desk all week long, and so on the weekends all I want to do is go outside and make stuff and
DIY
fix stuff
projects.
and yes, I'm all about it. Aaron hates it. Because he is the opposite, right? Where he's out in the field all week long, and so when he comes home he's like, I just want to relax and be inside, and I'm like, will you come help me carry this 100-pound thing into our house and then put it on the wall and make sure it's level? And he's like, I want to die. But he does it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a good dude. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm sure this has been riveting content for our audience, Tyler. They're like, cool.
They love it.
Putting together IKEA furniture.
They're right along with us. Trust me. One or the other. All right, let's jump into it. So the pool news. So an incredible infinity pool is hidden in the wilderness of the Aussie National Park has gone viral on TikTok. But there's one detail putting off some locals. As beautiful as it seems, some have warned not to swim in the pool as the water may not be as hygienic as it appears. While there is no evidence to back the commentator's claim, there is a waste management facility mere kilometers away that shares natural waterways with the falls. So
I think saw this on TikTok.
Probably. It's been very popular.
Yeah.
It's really like a little
but it's not
man-made small like pool that like water is flowing into, but it's kind of cool because it's off this trail that takes you like an hour and a half to get to apparently, and you can kind of like refresh in the water, I guess. But then
got it.
But yeah, but like rain, it's you not. Don't want to do it.
Wait, but it is man-made?
I don't think the waterfall is, but the pool, like if you look at the picture of the pool, it's like definitely built by somebody. It's like a square.
Oh, got it. Like they blocked off. They stopped.
Into.
Yeah, like they blocked off the water, but it's not what I think we would consider like a pool.
No,
it looks just like concrete blocks. It's not like
a
watertight structure with a filtration system.
No.
Which is why just people are like, don't get in there, guys. That water's gross.
Yeah.
But it does look.
The article even talks about like not dipping your head under it and stuff, and I'm like, that's gross. Who would do that? Ugh. Anyways, it looks pretty gross, but it's kind of cool. The waterfall's cool.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Like it looks amazing. I would go there, and honestly, I would probably get in the pool. I just spray myself down with some Lysol like when I got out, and I definitely would not be sticking my face in that water. Gross.
For sure, nasty.
That's awesome.
This next article is kind of cool. So Lawn Starter ranked 2022's best cities to own a swimming pool in. They compared nearly 200 of the biggest U.S. cities based on climate, yard size, access to pool installation and maintenance, as well as costs. And as you would think, you know, Arizona, Florida, and Texas kind of dominate them,
Mhm.
but I'll kind of roll through them for you. So you see
Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Scottsdale, Arizona, Cape Coral, Florida, Plano, Texas, Frisco, Texas, McKinley, Texas, Austin, Texas,
Mhm.
Cary, North Carolina. That was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that where Pantera is? I think they're around that area.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Hollywood, Florida, Alexandria, Virginia.
That's where my sister lives.
Is it?
Yeah.
That looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't-
and
I wouldn't
Alexandria
think that it would
is
have-
where the PHTA is headquartered.
That's right.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Pembroke Pines, Florida, Gilbert, Arizona, Dallas, Texas, Arlington, Virginia, and Tallahassee, Florida. So top
Yeah, the
15.
Virginia ones throw me off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, the climate doesn't seem quite like it would be quite as nice. And then also, I don't know, Alexandria is such a old city. Like, I don't know how you
Yeah.
actually fit a swimming pool into most of
Any
those.
of these houses,
plots.
they look very small houses close by each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
So, but that's cool. I love these kind of lists.
All right, more negative news, I guess now. So, an infinity pool collapsed and injured a newlywed couple at a luxury Caribbean resort hotel. Reports indicate that the swimming pool collapsed unexpectedly, leading them to be swept out to sea. Curacao police claimed at least 12 people were injured, including the bride, who sustained horrific injuries.
Oh,
Curacao police stated that after an initial inquiry that the glass cracked because there was too many people in the pool during a party. The hotel had actually just been recently opened in June, with one of its primary selling features being a bi-level infinity pool with views of both the mountains and the coast. So that's tough for that resort there.
oh, yeah.
That's
But
rough.
also, like, come on, guys, like safety,
Yeah.
safety.
Maybe
Like,
she's-
if you can only hold that many people, then only let that many people in.
Yeah, I feel like that's not the pool builder's fault, and that's how kind of the article
Yeah.
reads a little bit like it's the pool company's fault. But if
Yeah.
you put too many people on the glass, then that's not really their
Yeah.
fault. So
I mean, okay, so I do see some pictures of her injuries, and yes, they are not good, but also, I mean, horrific might be a stretch. Like, she's pretty scraped up, but like, she doesn't have bones hanging out, so
there you go. But it did it said like pretty far. The water like took them out
out to
by
sea.
the ocean.
Yeah, that's not great.
No. And
would
the
be,
article
like,
talks
one
about
of
her how
my
she's
Greatest fears.
she's facing her husband, and then like, he just like drops, and then she drops. Like literally, that sounds like a scary movie.
Yeah, that's
Like,
terrifying.
Yeah, it'd be horrible. Like I can't imagine
Mm-mm.
just talking to your husband and just being like, "Oh, there it goes," and then you
Yeah.
go. Like,
Mm-mm.
no.
Thank goodness there were no fatalities or anything.
yes. Here's one.
So interesting.
Did you?
Yes, like this was fascinating to me.
So after 100 dead fish were found in Arlington's 4-mile run area, officials from Arlington Department of Environmental Services confirmed the cause was flawed seasonal pool care involving chlorine and overflow. The chlorine, bromine, algicides, cleaning chemicals, and low oxygen levels can kill fish and other aquatic life in streams. Also, draining large volumes of water quickly can cause stream bank erosion.
So do you think that they were closing the pool for the winter and just drained it and just let the runoff go into this pond?
Sounds like that is what happened.
Yeah. Well, when they say flawed seasonal pool care, and it's like that has to be what it was. And also Arlington, they were on your list of best places to own a pool.
They were.
Best not
Maybe
not
just
best
not
places
by
to
the
be a
fish
fish.
pond. No. That's bad.
Don't.
That's a mom joke. It
was.
That was awesome.
I didn't think of that ahead of time. Okay, so I cannot that was not
You
planned.
can't claim it.
No, it just happened.
But no, I mean, it's interesting to read about how the chemicals can react in more of a natural, setting. So that's why pools are not naturally blue.
Correct. On to the industry
Pool
news.
industry.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Cover Care, which is the largest automatic pool cover installation company. So they have added a bunch of new markets recently in Iowa and Maryland, California, Virginia, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So so that's kind of cool. I've been thinking a lot about automatic covers and just like how it's such a specific skill in our industry. It's like a niche within a niche.
Definitely is.
Yeah, it's been interesting. And I've had some friends who've had an automatic cover installed lately and seen all the issues that they've kind of had with it. And it was because the main guy who knew the automatic covers had left the company. And so nobody really knew how to fix it. And I was like, that is so fascinating to me. So,
Wow.
yeah, but it's cool. Like, Cover Care, they can, if you are a pool company and you don't want to have to mess with learning how to deal with automatic covers, they will do it for you.
It seems like such random cities too. Like that's like for us in Arizona, like these covers are really just more of a pain.
Right.
But like it's a much more natural thing, in these random like Des Moines, Iowa, Frederick, Maryland.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know there was really many pools there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Makes sense to
no.
that they need cover.
They're in 44 markets across the United States. And
wow.
like in their offices, they have this big like electronic map that shows their whole team and like where they're at across the United States. It's really cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah. Well, but speaking of like random locations, so America's Swimming Pool Company, ASP, the service franchise, so they have added 10 new locations and including 2 in the Midwest. So they put like 4 new in Texas, 2 in Florida, 1 in New York, 1 in New Jersey, and then 2 in the Midwest, 1 in Missouri, which I guess you could argue Missouri is in the Midwest, and 1 in Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah, so that's really cool too, because I see, you see these franchises expanding like really solidly across the Sun Belt, right? Like,
sure.
So their ASP has now spread to the Midwest, so that's interesting.
Yeah, very first one in Michigan. That's cool. I'm sure. I'm sure it has a lot of analytics behind it.
Oh,
of that they need.
Absolutely.
They need pool service there.
Yeah, absolutely. So new products. Aquastar has a new perfect circle drain. So I admittedly I do not know that much about drains, but this one has 4 ports.
Steve Barnes would be so disappointed in you.
I know, as he should be. Like I should know more about this, but I just don't. So it has 4 ports. Yeah. And it gives you the ability to use multiple pumps and a hydrostatic relief valve with just this one single drain cover, which sounds like is a big deal. To be able to do that? I don't know.
I'm right there with you. I'm sorry. I don't know. I was gonna try and save that like I knew what that was that you were reading, but I don't.
Perfect.
But
well, because you don't build pools.
I do not, and
so there you go. So Pleco is doing their perfect pool guy and pool gal contest right now. So nominations closed on September 18th, but you can vote starting September 21st through September 28th. So it is a short window, and so so if you have got someone that you have nominated and you want them to win, you better get people on it right now, because that
right now, as you're listening to this,
yes,
go vote.
Yeah, for sure, because that is happening right now. So Pinch a Penny has also been expanding quite a bit lately. I think every week I get one press release with them opening a new store. So they've opened, let's see, 1, 2, 3 new ones in Texas and a new one in Florida. So they're putting that pool court money to good use.
Mm. Yes, I think that is still a interesting topic around the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely,
we won't go much further than that, but good for them.
So my last bit of industry news is, speaking of voting. So we have PoolPro has partnered with the Pool Nation Awards to do a 30 under 40 Rookie of the Year again. And this year you get to vote for your favorite, which is cool. We've never had voting for 30 under 40 before. Yeah. So that really cool. So that is open right now as well. So go vote for those guys.
Awesome.
Are you ready for some movers and shakers?
100% when Jamie is involved.
I know, yes. Right? Yeah. So most of my movers and shakers are from BioLab. They've been, I think it's no secret that they've had some positions to fill. They've had some people leave, and now they've had someone come back. So yes, our friend Jamie Novak left Aquastar, and she has returned to BioLab and is now the director of Pro Brands. So congratulations to her.
Pretty cool.
Yeah,
She left not as a director and now came back as a director. So good for her.
exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Super
Really,
cool.
really excited for that move. Excited for her. Do you know Ted Lawrence? Also at Biolab?
I think I've met him. I don't know him very well. But
Yeah. Okay. So Ted's a great guy. I love Ted. So he was the vice president of sales excellence at Biolab. He used to be at Pool Corp. And now he is the vice president of pro sales.
Okay.
And then the big one is that they have finally hired a president for the Kick Pool Division Biolab. And his name is Ignacio Campos. So yeah, he comes from outside the pool industry. He's been with like Fortune brands. He's done a ton of stuff. Mostly I just wanted to mention that because he got his master's degree from where I got my master's degree. So we're like BFFs, I'm sure. We'll have that to bond
Nice.
over when I meet him. I'll be sure to bring that up.
Northwestern?
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yes. So, and I've heard that he is a lovely person and everyone has been very pleased with having him on board. So congratulations, Ignacio. Welcome to the pool industry.
Yeah, and I really like when people come from outside the industry. I just feel like it's such a good thing for the most part as long as they're hired correctly because it
Right.
just brings a new twist onto everything. And pool industry being stuck in its own ways for the 30 years, I feel like the more we do this and bring in great minds from outside, also promote from within, but we can find different ways to bring better technology and better finances, whatever it is, bring more into the industry. I think it's all good because
and this might be a little bit inside baseball, but I have maybe heard through the grapevine that even though he does not know much about the pool industry, he's really made a point to learn everything that he can. And I don't think you always see that from people at his level. Because they just like they're responsible for the numbers, right? And so how things work as far as chemicals and products don't necessarily mean a lot to them. And so, but I've heard he's made like a pretty big effort to understand as much about the pool industry as possible. So I think that's great.
It's really important with that is really like the people side of things, right? You can connect with your people a ton better and they'll respect you more and the relationship becomes easier to build. So I definitely like people who take the time to do that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited to get to meet him. So my other mover and shaker is Jeff Jones has joined Ultimate Water. They're the guys who make Chlorine Genie as their regional sales manager and their buying group liaison. He lives in Texas. He's been in the pool industry for 40 years. He's been like VP of sales at Del Ozone and he's been with Blue Haven Pools and Florida Water Products. Like he's done a lot of stuff in the industry. So congratulations to Jeff on being with Ultimate Water.
Nice.
It is trade show time. So
trade show.
And like there are a lot of them. And so I'm going to run through a few of them. So first off, coming up in October, so there's the World Water Park Association annual conference that is in Vegas, the 4th through the 7th. So if you are someone who works on that side of the industry, you would probably be interested in that. And then
I didn't know that existed. That's pretty cool.
Right? Yeah. Trust me, there is a conference for everything.
You been to that one?
What?
Have you been to that one?
No, I have not been to that one.
I need to check that out sometime. That sounds interesting. Like you have all different stuff there.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, and like that is just the whole separate side of our industry. Like a whole, again, like it's a niche within a niche, right? Like water parks are their own super special, like intricate thing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then of course the PI show, the Pool Industry Expo in Monterey, that is October 6th through 8th. I've never been to that one either.
That's my favorite place in the country. So
I should maybe I should
Monterey.
Go to that one.
I like the pie show. I just went there though for the first time last year, so it was pretty good.
Yeah,
but I like Monterey.
Yeah.
So.
The World Aquatic Health Conference, that is October 12th through 14th in Houston. The Aqua Live Show is October 5th through 7th in Charlotte, North Carolina. And then the International Pool Spa Patio Expo is November 15th through 17th. It's a little bit later in the month this year again, like it was last year. But this year it is back in Las Vegas, and it's moved. It is no longer at Mandalay Bay. It is at the Las Vegas Convention Center, which I have never been to the convention center. It has always been at Mandalay Bay since I've been in the
Really?
industry. So
Interesting.
yeah, so whole new. It's going to feel like a new show because
will.
I've kind of got it dialed in how to do the Vegas show because it's always been in the same
Yeah.
place. I know all of the places to eat. I know how to get
Yep.
where I need to go, and so now I'm going to be completely lost again.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting
Yeah,
for sure. But
And then,
at least
you know,
it's not
if you're-
at least it's not on Halloween.
true.
So,
that was
I don't
rough.
have to miss Halloween with my kids again.
Yeah, that was
Good
rough.
job.
If you're fancy and you want to go to the Piscine Global show in Lyon, France, it is the same week. So I'm disappointed because I was going to go to that show this year, but it's the same exact time as the Vegas show. So I will not be going to France, and I will be going to Las Vegas instead.
There you go. You were gonna go drink wine. Now you're gonna go drink something else.
I guess so. I just won't be drinking as early.
Yeah.
Probably drinking the same
That's
stuff,
true.
just not as early.
You're gonna drink a yard. That's my favorite
Yeah.
part about Vegas is to drink yard slushies. By the way,
I don't think I've ever.
fun
had
fact
one of
about
those.
Tyler. What?
Well,
Guess where we're going?
I know. I was going
in
to say,
Vegas.
are you going to go to Vegas this year?
Yes, and I
Oh,
will be buying
fantastic.
you a slushy yard.
Perfect. That sounds like right up Aaron's alley too. So we'll have a
Oh yes, let's do it.
you should bring Megan and we'll have a double date with slushies.
There you go. Let's do it.
Yeah, that
That's
sounds
awesome.
like fun.
All right, what PoolPro article you got today?
All right. So, an article from our last issue called Dress for Success. Guess what it's about?
Uniforms.
So it's about uniforms. So Jeff Manning from Manning Pool Service in Houston, he wrote this column. And so it's just kind of about their uniform policy, like what they require their people to wear, like when they get to wear what they provide versus what the employee has to purchase. And it was just a really interesting breakdown. And also it's kind of neat to see like how they have fun with it at their company. So I think that it's easy, especially when you're starting out, to think that uniforms aren't really that important, but they can play a big part in how your customers perceive you. And so I think he really lays that out in a pretty interesting way. And I was definitely like fact checking how much Crocs cost for this story. Who would have
Very
known they make
interesting.
like Crocs for professionals? I had no idea. So.
Very interesting. But I like those dudes a lot. Their
Oh.
company is
Yeah,
awesome.
they're top notch. They've been such like good, friends of the magazine. So I always appreciate them. But like,
I mean,
so,
you can always see them at trade shows, right? And then part of that is their uniforms,
right?
So,
And
I
they
mean,
got their
definitely-
uniforms on, and they are
Yep.
hard to miss.
They are very much with their
So-
wacky Friday shirts or whatever they do.
Yeah, exactly.
Funky
exactly.
Friday. That's what it is.
Funky Friday.
Yeah, Funky Friday.
Um,
How can you get PoolPro magazine?
You can pick up PoolPro for free at SCP and Superior Pool Products locations. And you can also buy a subscription to have sent to your home at poolpromag.com, but you can also see all of our content there.
Awesome. Thanks,
Yes.
Megan. Always a
Thank
good
you.
time.
Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to learn more, you can hit the link in the show notes below or visit poolchasers.com. If you'd like to learn more about PoolPro Magazine, pick up the latest issue at your local SCP or Superior and visit them at poolpromag.com. See you out there, Pool Chasers.